Hey everybody, we have Mo Gerhardt here. He is a phenomenal student of NLP. He's been crushing it. Mo, how are you doing today?
I'm doing great. Thanks for having me, Eric.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you for coming on. So I'm going to ask you a couple questions, and I just want you to give me your honest feedback about your experience so far in the program. Some sports card questions. Sound good?
Good enough. Yeah, for sure.
All right, cool. So tell me this. So first question, what is your when did you let me simplify this. So what was your experience before the program on making money with sports cards? Did you do it, and did you not do it? Did you try? Did you fail? What was your experience?
Yeah, like lots of people that I've sort of seen on different phone calls and then posting on Discord. I was a big junk wax era guy growing up as a kid.
Yeah.
Actually I collected with my dad. That was a way for the two of us to bond sort of. And some of my best memories with my dad, we're going to card shows as a kid together. And then took a pretty big break there in the early 2000s. And then it's been on my mind for quite a while that I thought this might be something that I could thrive in, and saw one of your videos on Facebook, took the dive, and it's been one of the best life decisions that honestly I've ever made.
Sweet. Well, I'm happy to hear that. When did you join the program about?
So about 2 months ago.
2 months ago. Okay. And so question for you, it's the question that everyone only seems to care about. So when did you buy your first card, and how much money do you think you've made since buying your first card? And then how much money do you think you're going to make in the next coming months? Tell me a little bit about that.
Yeah, my first card purchase was actually 2 months ago yesterday. And crazy enough, I was looking at my spreadsheet and I've actually bought 100 cards in those 2 months. Well, 101 now. So I got
Good for
another
you.
one this morning.
Good for you.
But yeah, so lots of cards are out there. Just because of the turnaround with PSA. The majority of mine are still in that grading process. I received my
Yeah.
first back last week, so I've got 7 cards in hand that were graded. 5 of those were 10s, 2 of them were 9s, and then I've got 6 more that are on their way right now, and I know at least 4 of those are also 10s. So as far as the money goes, the 2 big ones, I'm hoping to profit close to $1,000 on each card on each of those 10s. But I would say over the next month, I expect my profits to conservatively triple over what I've been able to do so far, just because that, like you say in your videos, that first month and a half, you've got to be able to be comfortable sort of getting in the hole a little bit, because you're just in that purchasing mode.
Yeah.
Have anything back yet to return those profits.
Yeah, for sure. So the 7 cards, or the 13 cards, the 7 you have with you, and the 6 coming back in the mail that have already been graded. What are your profits on that about?
I'm going to say about 5K.
So you've made 5,000 since buying your first card 2 months ago, and then in the coming months, like in the coming 2 to 3 months, you expect to make like what? Like triple that, you said?
I said maybe even quadruple, yeah.
Wow.
And seriously, that's being sort of conservative when I look to see what I've got coming back, because those first cards that I bought, there were a couple big ones, but they were more in that 75 to 100 dollar range.
Yeah.
And like you also say in your videos, once you start turning those over, now the ones that I've got in the system are more 100, 250, 500 even in there. So that's where you can those profits really start to multiply.
Sweet. Well, dude, you're freaking killing it. And that's great. And what do you think? Like, so you've had like very quick and a lot of success, in the next coming month or two. It sounds like you're gonna make about $25,000 in a total in a span of like 4 months, which is pretty good for first getting into the program. So like, what would you say has helped you the most? Like, what's your secret? Is it the coaching, the videos, the coaching calls? Like, what do you think has helped you the most?
It's a little bit of all of the above, but I mean, a couple of big things have been, on auctions, knowing your limit and then not going over that. It's so easy once your bid has been topped by somebody else, just to be like, oh, let me just add $5, $10 more in there. But if you keep doing that, you're constantly cutting into your margins and losing that profitability to be able to purchase more cards. So that was one of the first things I learned was stick to those limits on the auctions. Obviously listen to the coaches, but what I found too is I've really honed in on a few different players and then a few different cards of those players that I have really, really great margins. And I just search for those cards as much as I can and just load in my inventory with those because I know what I'm looking for. I also become more of a pro of grading those cards by looks. I'm so familiar with it. I know what to look for as far as the intricacies or the good things, bad things that are common about those cards. So that's one thing that I've found really worked for me as I hone in on some specific players and then even within those players, a few specific cards.
Gotcha. Okay, great. And going back to like the cards you got graded, what card can you like walk me through like what card has made you the most money thus far? Like how much did you pay? How much did you sell it for? Like, what card was it? How'd you find it? Can you walk me through that?
Yeah, right now the one that I've made the most on was Zion. It's a ruby red wave prism, and
Okay.
I made I think about 750 on that card. That was one of the first big cards I would say that I purchased in the program. And my coach, he also was telling me, try to get those Zions early and flip them as fast as you can. Because at that point, he's still healthy, but he's so injury prone. You want to just get that turnover as quick as you can. And it fit right within that timeline.
Yeah, you did that well.
Yeah, and that's the same thing too with the Aaron Judge card. I saw those 62 homers coming back in August or so, and that was also one of my first cards was a 2013 Bowman Chrome Aaron Judge, and I got that for I think around 150 or so, and now that card is selling for about $1,000.
Nice. Awesome. That's freaking great. Wow, it's phenomenal. And so okay, so you've made very good money so far. And I guess two more questions for you. Or I guess one more question. What would you tell someone that is new into sports cards? And don't say join my program. Let's say they can't afford the program. What would you tell them? What advice would you give to somebody that's new?
Well, to sort of go against your saying, I would say take out a loan if you can't afford it, because you're going to be cut off really quickly. But really what it is, I am a big sports guy, so I pride myself on the knowledge there, but really it's more of a numbers game. And just being able to do your research, finding those margins. If you don't know who prospects are by name, you can jump online and find different lists and then hop on a few different sites, whether it's eBay or 130 something lines, and just type in some general searches and then sort it from highest to lowest as far as cost, and that's going to show you what cards are selling. So even if you don't really know what's going on, like hockey, that's something I've hit really hard here over the last few weeks. And I'm not a huge hockey guy as far as knowing the players, but as far as finding the profit margins, that's pretty easy. And I've been killing it with hockey. I've been able to get on a few different Facebook groups with lots of guys from Canada, and I'm just pulling in the cards, and they want them back when they're graded. So that's been a huge thing for me. I hit a little bit of a lull after my first month and a half or so, and then that's when you came out with the hockey videos, and I've just been smashing it as far as hockey goes.
Awesome. That's some very in-depth advice. I appreciate it, Mo, so much. I'm happy that you're crushing it. And yeah, dude. Once again, I appreciate it so much. I'm looking forward to your massive success in the coming months.
All right, I appreciate it.